and they can show that they're a good team. So yeah, I think it's a growing ground for skill.
It's a growing ground for skill, but now it is a time for it to turn into a bloodbath because the first game is here. It is your grand finals. Jay, Tom, let's drop on Bermuda.
Yes, let's do just that as we get ready to kick things off in our first game of the Grand Finals on Bermuda. I have to say, Tom, it has definitely felt like a long time coming to this position since the end of the season, and we will get to see a very appropriate map, I think, to kick things off here. Might set a pretty decent pace, so we get to see the playing line going from the eastern side to the western front, from south upwards to the northern side as well. Seems like there might not be many hop drops, I say that, and Zero Zone and 57 LA are already getting their way into the similar sort of positions, not even spreading themselves out on that southern island. So this might end up being a pretty decent sort of fight early on.
Zero Zone are already shooting 57 LA. I don't think they managed to hit much here, as 57 are just trying to get away. Just like, okay, yeah, we realize we've kind of messed up here, so we're going to be trying to move away. I mean, interestingly, VaiXourar, I had called them out for being the guys who tend to go to the high drop, high loot area, and Franco is the only one that's done that. And I think one of the reasons for this is because he plays double bolt sniper, and he wants to make sure he can 100% get that. But he is by himself, and he's got a whole team in between him and his teammates. So I think we need to keep an eye on him, because if he goes down early, I think that could spell the end for VaiXourar early on into this first matchup. Meanwhile, back over towards Zero Zone and 57. I think it's crucial that these guys don't go over aggressive.
Obviously expecting there to be some level of patience across all teams. Again, the booyah is the most important thing at this moment in time. So a lot of teams want to take that. Again, this could be the opportunity for some serious upsets on only a single day of action. So underdog teams among your likes of Z4 and 222 Elite, you know, those squads that sort of end up at the bottom end of the table, they're going to have their opportunities to come through very early on and to start things off. So definitely don't want to be seeing any too early knockouts from those guys. The first safe zone has come up here. It will siphon off the majority of the northwestern side of the map up here. So Vastamundo, Autochtonus, 222 Elite, and Badsmile going to make their way in. VaiXourar to catch them off guard in the rotations. Damage being done to these players here. VM caught a little bit far off guard. Meanwhile, that VaiXourar fight still going on between G3. They've got that first knock in, but Vastamundo getting closed in by 4up and Autochtonus. So if these guys end up falling very early, that could change the complexion of their chances right here. We'll jump back in with VX though, because right now they're still up against G3 and they are finding the angles to do the damage, not quite get those knocks or kills in.
Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about with Franco. He's got those snipers. He's trying to do this damage from a distance and allow Alex to be able to just push in and do the finish. Mafia, he dropped the nade up behind him. He's going to get knocked. This is looking terrible for these guys. VaiXourar are looking to slaughter these guys like lambs. First blood, VaiXourar.
Nicely done as well, and they're hunting for even more players. They know that they have that high ground here for the G3 side, and they're backing up even further into the factory itself. So VaiXourar really not getting the easiest opportunities. They are forcing the issue though and adapting very, very well. G3, Pavel, right now looking back towards that VX camp. Did see Alex, but he's scoping in, just trying to catch off those headshots and catch off those kills. So far, nothing is going their way at the moment. And VaiXourar is slowly closing in. Do they want to continue this offensive? They are outside here. It looks like with Dino joining the fray, they definitely want to continue.
I think everything about VaiXourar is just like, okay, we know that Vastamundo are currently under fire. We've managed to get a kill here. Maybe we have also given away their position.
Vastamundo are in a bit of an awkward spot here. With 4up coming down from the south, they've got players of Autochtonus closing in for the winner, also very close to this. And there's another team off towards the eastern side as well. So Vastamundo kind of sandwiched here. This could be very, very interesting indeed here at Peak. With the second safe zone having to close in a very short amount of time, and maybe we'll be having a look at exactly how much this will work out for them. Vastamundo caught outside. They have seen Autochtonus though. They're getting that knock in on the break to start things off. Tapping through, looking for even more. They have seen contact. Can't quite find those frags though. They're doing well enough to get those knocks in for the moment, but Autochtonus.
222 Elite, AVG Albania, they're all going to have to condense into the circle, and this is going to be absolute chaos. I mean, Badsmile, 222 and 57, they're going to be hitting their heads against each other. I'm trying to remember what the saying is, Jay. Lose myself, but button heads. There you go. That's the saying. That's exactly what's going to happen. But 57.
Both them, the Z4 Elite side as well, getting something for this one. Autochtonus continuing to put nades up and just drive for the win away and for the win, thinking better of it. They know that they've got some time. The zone's closing in though, so they might get siphoned away from their position that they have at the moment. Badsmile have also made their way in on 0 zone, so now sandwiched between them and 222 Elite. This could be very, very awkward for them.
I think this is potentially damning for some of these teams who are going to be just out on this edge trying to push in, and this next circle is just not going to be
attacked very heavily here. And now they're being suppressed in from the other side. Another team swung forward against them. 222 Elite flanked out. They have no idea. 57 LA. They want to get some points on the board, and this is what I'm talking about here. Look at the bullets flying up against the 222 Elite. They're just pinned back here. Their glue walls are running out. They've now just basically got to face towards one team or the other, win some fights, get out of dodge. This is not a good position for them at all.
The Ottoman Empire here to strike. 57 going to be doing their best to push in and just be a dominant force and just stop these guys from being able to get out the hill. Meanwhile, Badsmile, they couldn't quite retreat far enough in time, and 57 again just going to be knocking a player out. He is going to get revived, but they're going to be outside the safe zone, and G3 are going to be right there take some shots at these guys, but Solo is not done with this. He's going to be able to finish his knock, and NBC is going to be going down very early on as one of the first few kills. Meanwhile, VaiXourar are going to be coming in on top of 57 LA, but Bustamundo as well. Chaos
across the entire map. Like I said, biggest firefights. Bustamundo looking to close in and deal with his entire autonomous side. Right up close and personal plays. He's going to try to put up some hard cover, catch off one of his teammates and try to see if they can retreat away. Focusing in against these guys. Sprays and autonomous will do their best. 222 Elite will lose their fights in the interim. G3 are also going to go down. And now Bustamundo looking to clean house against these autonomous players. 2 caught outside. They're going to get those 2 frags back in. AVG Albania also closing in as 57 LA. Focus on the VaiXourar side. Knowing these players are out here, they will start to clean up autonomous players as suddenly 1 player is left for the auto side.
I mean, Bad Smile are looking absolutely terrible here, and Autokazonis as well. They're going to be down, like you said, to 1 person, and Bad Smile going to be out as well. We've just had 3 teams go out in the last 30 seconds alone. VaiXourar, they're going to be pushing into Z4, and it's just not going to be looking very good. Franco's going to get dropped. Samoa is dropping in the grenade launcher as well, and this team is just going to get absolutely slayed. 4UP in the meanwhile going to be taking on VaiXourar on the side as well. This is just not looking very good. 4UP were looking very healthy in the circle, and they're like, we're going to push out. We want kills as well.
I mean, just take a look at the minimap and you can see how many teams are involved in this one position, and VaiXourar are getting mopped up for it. Crusher next to 4, Alex trying to hold on here. Does get 1 knock, revive his teammates here. He's got to get himself back in place. These last 2 players are remaining, and VaiXourar with a fantastic start in this game might end up falling. 4UP are inside as well. Glue walls put up all over the place to try and focus fire against him, as there are so many squads back here. The nades on Z4 could be disastrous. Kills coming in now, knocks out Z4, caught off. Know that VaiXourar are held towards corners, and they're trying to see if they can rotate away at this stage. Z4 need to find a new angle to work with here. They've got 3 in play.
There's like, what, 3 teams in this one building right now, I think? And they're just sitting on top of each other right now. Glue walls galore and just grenades being used left, right, and center. Fire. He's going to get a nade in a perfect spot. The glue wall's going to go down, but he's going to get a perfect knock. I think that was a 4K with just a single nade, or at least a 3K. What an absolute perfect play from him. And that's going to allow them to be able to revive, recover, but they still got to take care of VaiXourar.
Look at this map control for VX. They just sat on top of each other, literally in the corner outside of the doorway. 57 LA now going to focus in, start to look for some kills. 4UP continuing to be pressured by teams of all sorts. They do get 1 knock in on Solo, and now they press forward. Blue walls up. They're going to try to tear them down. Solo is brought back into play, but he's such low HP, and 4UP burning through their ammo, burning through the glue walls here. A flank is inbound, could get caught off guard here. They've got 1 player towards outside for the win. There's Rafa with an A launcher, straight up on Crusher, drops him. His teammate Solo for the win. Starting to get involved and get some kills together, but 4UP are going to get some response in. They get a kill lead as a result. Kills come back. 57 LA do lose Solo in the end as 4UP continue to fight themselves and now get forced outside of the play zone. 4UP, Bustamundo, although getting kills left, right, and center. Zero Zone gets involved, and the team at 57 LA are just cleaned up here. Zero Zone will also fall in 5th, and now 4UP are set to fall to the for the win side. Absolute chaos unfolding in the last stage of the game as it all comes crumbling down to 3. And Bustamundo have Blazer, who's still hunting for kills. He's desperate to get ABG to fall back out. He's cleaned up their glue walls, and for the win come in to clean house. Now suddenly it's Blazer versus 2 in what would be one of the most clutch booyahs if he's able to hold it together.
The best player of the whole league coming in and going up against one of the underdogs. They're running out through the open places, the glue wall. He has to try so hard. He knows where these guys are. They know exactly where he is. They've got some grenades, so is he. They're going to be going it back and forth, but he's going to have to jump through the open. He's going down. He dies to the storm, and that is going to be the first booyah going to for the win. Sam is going to be so happy, and a massive congratulations to this team. And also, Jay, you just launched that.
Kind here, Tom, in the later stages of our first game and going into Purgatory. You must imagine that it might be very, very similar. Every team hunting for the booyah, but in the end, only 1 could for the win. Stepped up huge in that game, and well, they'll look to try and do the same here for game 2. At this stage, mate, though, I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw everything, all sorts of the crap hitting the fan by the time we get towards the final stage of the game. Like, just how chaotic that got was just ridiculous, and I'm expecting it to be just the same, mate.
I think I have a little bit of a theory, right? So I think Bustamundo and VaiXourar are going to be a little bit pissed off now because they're like, we went out really early. I mean, Bustamundo went out in second, but even then, that's not good enough for them. They didn't even get that many kills, all things considered. So I think they might come in with a bit more aggression. They're like, we're going to punish you guys. Like, we could have taken some of you out earlier on, but we've tried to play a little bit chill. We're not doing that anymore. So I'm interested to see if we see a drastic change in this. I think it's either going to be the extreme of like full-on aggression, or we're going to be seeing the same as last game, and it's going to end up in an absolutely chaotic one. And I hope it's a Mo House finish. If it's a Mo House finish, I'm going to be so happy, and you know what, I'll even give away some diamonds myself. But make sure you're sharing the stream as well. Maybe you guys can get some of your own prizes. But meanwhile, we're going to be jumping into early action. It's going to be G3 versus Z4.
Yeah, straight into Brasilia, hot dropping back. We have seen Taunus get knocked down as well. One player's already out. 4 up are actually cleaning house. So complete contrast to the first game where we had no action until right up to the end. G3 versus Z4, Taunus versus 4 up, and everybody's facing each other into this stage. They all want to get to those high loot areas, and Brasilia seems to be that case here. Mafia could get caught off guard. His team is so far away from him, and he's got the entire Z4 squad to close in upon. He's making some decent moves, trying to avoid them all at this stage. Firing back, eventually gets knocked down, and it looks like he's going to be dead to the hands of the Z4 side. Easy kill. VaiXourar, I should say, also cleaning up the Taunus side, meanwhile elsewhere on the map. So really, it's all the action going down. Z4 losing players. They're trying to find out what's going on here. 2 kills should come through for him pretty nice and easy. Not quite what's going on there. Daniel with his flank, that could be very interesting. Keep your eyes on him, because he could be right behind the rocks into the hard cover. G3 are making their way into Raffina's position, so they might have to catch him off guard and take him down first and foremost. And they aren't quite ready for him. Zed set to pull. More players back out here, but finally the kill will come through against their nature, so Z4 can only do so much. Simone is now last player left for the Z4 camp as his teammates are gone. And 0 zone, but down there focusing on G3. Nades on 2 players. Suddenly another one follows suit. And VaiXourar gets himself a triple to wipe out G3 first.
What an amazing set of events there. G3 are trying to take down 0 zone in an act of vengeance, but as proven from those actions, unfortunately, may be able to get 3 kills, but that's all you're going to be walking away with. That is all the points they're getting, is 3 points from this game. That is unfortunate. 222 Elite, meanwhile, they're going to be going after an Albanian team. AVG Albania here, looking fairly healthy over towards this crate area, trying to loot up, and 222 Elite will know that they need to kill this team, so they can have room to move into this circle. So let's see what they're going to be able to accomplish here as the circle has closed in, and it's going to be a water one. It's not going to be a moat house one, but it is centered in around the Brasilia area.
Good kill to start things off for 222 Elite. And just right outside of that safe zone, as you mentioned, challenging on the AVG Albania side, eventually getting that second knock on Unique, and he's had some very great placings over the course of his time. AVG, so many times where Unique has been the last player standing in the last top 2, so having him dropping down, being how clutch at survival he has been, that's obviously a big loss to take alongside that second player, and Afonso knows it. He's going to deal the damage and take this guy out, look for his teammates as well, seeing Sergil at the very least. Any more from 222 Elite? I mean, these players have just broken away from each other, trying to see if they can make their way as far away as possible. Meanwhile, look at the bridge on the right-hand side. Oh, that could be very interesting indeed. Look at the suicide dives. 57 LA, and now AVG Albania turn it around against the 222 Elite side. They go down. VaiXourar, they're in a hell of a lot of hurt, but they do manage to shut down the players here on the bridge itself. Chaos, as Talos should be able to get picked up here by Lucca, and VaiXourar keep themselves alive.
Chaos indeed. I mean, vehicle explosions, grenades, everything. 57 somehow staying alive, but they're not in the safe area yet. They're still only going to, I think, down to 2 people. If I'm.
You know, again, it's going to be a case of who wants to hunt them down. R0 Noah Simone is now. I think he reveals position. Either way, it's in a hell of a lot of task, and just 4 players define. Not going to happen. 0 zone, clean house, Z4, eliminating intent for this one. But Bad Smile know that they've just got that kill, and they should be aware of how many 0 zone players are in effect here.
Certain, so I'm really happy that it's not as close as it could have been in other games. So it just gives this opportunity and the storyline to come through of like anyone can win on this. There's a lot of really good teams. Like for the win, they managed to win last one. They have got 20 points from that win, but VaiXourar, they're not that far behind. And I mean, we had a really chaotic mid and last half of the last game, and this one we had a chaotic first part. Really cool, chilled, you know, mid part, they were like into Zen mode and meditation.
Charge here, right up against the 0 zone side, unable to get those kills in. LIGA kills himself. Oh no! That's the danger of the nade launches. 222 Elite now know that they've gotten suppressed here. They're putting even further nades back down, but they can't quite find these kills here. 0 zone fortunately able to pick themselves back up. LIGA, we're back in play with the HEs. They're still closing in closely. 222 Elite know that they've got the advantage here, so they can try and press forward and force 0 zone into a very awkward set of the map control. A flank is inbound, and they aren't able to find any kills at this stage. Andy's starting to push up and push around from the western side. But you can see 222 Elite, they've got all the angles to focus on.
They're not going to be allowing them to get in that easily here. They're going to be doing some damage, and I honestly thought this would have been a knock. There we go. Andy does go down, one of the top players. Daniel's going to be stuck behind. Alfonso going to be doing his best to knock him down. Easily done as well. 222 Elite are not here to mess around. They want to get these kills. They want to be able to knock out the competition, and they're doing a fantastic job of it so far. LIGA finally goes out. Managed to survive himself, knocking himself, but unfortunately not going to be able to make
it up. Taunus down in 7, and VaiXourar continuing to press up. It's 4 up. Move towards the outside. Lopez in with that knockdown on Martin. And Nunes moving up against him. Sees Chef. They've got a little bit of a shield going, so right now FASE are protected, but still losing a couple of players. Flanks in, Chef down next, Nunez moves up, he has lost Bucker and Tilo, focusing on trying to get his teammates back in play. 2 revives coming through fire, and now 222 Elite, they're coming around the corner. Nunez has no idea, he's going down. 1 revive came in, but Blazer cannot support his teammates. Fire's got 2 quick kills to find, and Mundo, they've got a back coffee, and 222 Elite cleaning house as 4 up. They also capitalize on their own kill.
I mean, this is just completely crippled Mundo, and the circle's now coming in, just pushing them in. The Storm has no chill. It is going to be taking these guys down. Meanwhile, Badsmile going to be taking on a number of teams, but unfortunately for them, they're going to fall. It's going to be 222 Elite and VaiXourar singing their end for the win. Still somehow alive. No mez left on that man. Franco's going to be going down as well, and it's going to be for the win, finally going out to the Storm. 4 up, they've got 1 person left alive, and it's going to be Afonso taking him down to last 3 teams.
Top 3, Mundo, VaiXourar, 222 Elite in the best spot though. Lucker's going to try and change that, firing back with his sniper rifle. Afonso gets right up close towards Blazer, they can't quite get those kills. VaiXourar also holding a similar line to the Mundo side, and Davidson's not going to go down. They're looking in from this window, Lucker's being seen back here. He's not going to be falling at this stage, though he's desperate to try and get a kill in the close range. Finally, Afonso comes in, deals with Blazer. Lucker in a bad spot, Afonso on the flank. Mundo holding back, and VaiXourar, I should say, coming to support it. Mundo are cleaned up, however. And 222 Elite now send their focus to the last team out. Couple of knocks coming through to a 2v2, and Dino holding his position, trying to get the revives in for his teammates. Crusher's back in play, but around the outside, Alex goes, dealt with Dino with a trade back. Crusher left inside with Dino to support it. 1 player remaining for the 222 Elite side, back up to the outside position as Crusher finally goes down, and Dino tries to hold back here. 1-on-1 scenario, Roger moves around, and the shotgun comes through. Dino with huge plays, gets the booyah for VaiXourar.
Or an absolute beast play, and I mean, Dino going out for the MVP as well. What a booyah from these guys.
We're getting into game 3 on Kalahari in what has been a very close race so far between all squads involved. And really, this one could be the change up here. We see some very different sort of play styles and very different sort of successes here on this map up. So I'm expecting it to be a bit of a change up here in terms of the teams we see at the top here, Tom. But right now, VaiXourar and Mundo are the teams to watch. They are the guys that are competing for that top position.
Top position is everything to play for, but we still have 4 more games, this one included, and that line is perfect. 4 up, we're going to be going straight for the high loot zone, and that is just exactly what I'm going to be seeing for that team. They're like, we know VaiXourar like going for these. If they come, good for them. We're going to fight them. VaiXourar, they have got a different idea. They're going to be playing over towards Stone Ridge, and no hot drops aside from Z4 and G3, 2 teams that have done it before, and it ended up terribly for them before, and I just don't understand this mindset. But hey, if anyone's going to do it, it might as well be these teams. They're at the bottom leaderboard at the moment, so let's see if they can do anything to revive that.
Well, straight in against their name. AVG Albania have also hot dropped in a lot of Taunus elsewhere on the map, and they might be the team that gets eliminated first and foremost. AVG are winning these fights pretty often here, but also Taunus are chiming in with their pistols. Good kills come back, not quite securing the frag on Taunus. I'm happy to sit pretty in out of position, so trying to just dodge here to retreat with his teammates and keep themselves together.
Let's see if they do anything. A situation is such a chaotic area. We'll see if Jay's going to be able to come back from Robotland in a moment, but G3, really just dangerous situation for them to be able to try and contend. And I mean, Rafino is going to be going down there, and Mafia might be able to take him out as well, but we'll see. There's still a lot of time for these teams to be able to recover, and also potentially for them to be able to back away from the situation, but maybe Mafia's not even going to allow this. He's going to be able to take down Pabos as well, but it's going to be Samoa's joining the death as Pabos is just taking him on, and this is looking like last game. Z4 just absolutely failing here. Going to be down to the last 2 players. Going to make that 1 now as well, as Rafino is going to be the last one. And wasn't he the last player last time as well, Jay?
I believe so, yeah. Got cleaned up a game from those guys. Obviously got the close towards the booyah in the last one, so hoping that they can try and secure another one right here for the win. Going to try and force themselves out of position here. They made their way away from Refinery and straight into the hands of Zero Zone. I'm not sure if Zero Zone are aware of this, though. They're currently hunting on another position further up north as they fire away against those guys and receive some fire back of their own right for the win. Focusing on those players, and Zach is going to go down. They see more players over the distance as well. That's the bad Smile side. Taps through. Daniel's going to get spotted as well. Perfectly from Rafa. Zero Zone caught so flat-footed here. They'll make their way below the platform, but they've lost 2 players. No chances to revive. Andy and LaCroix are left just scrambling to get themselves back here.
I think that was actually, they're going to be facing up against Mundo and also VaiXourar behind them. It's going to be Lopez pushing up. He's going to get the first knock going in for the flush. This should not have been allowed. Reverse shots are going to be coming in as well, and 222 Elite doing their best to try and contend against these guys.
I'm surprised he managed to get as much as he had. T. Lopes getting 2 frags into that one. 222 Elite have Afonso now. Left towards the outside, left for the channel onto the main. Mundo Forcey only gets 1 knock in. Davidson's going to catch off Lopez, but he can't quite get those kills in. He gets tagged very, very low, might get knocked out, but right now, 222 Elite just leaving 1.
That's going to be very difficult for him to be able to do anything. Fortunately for him, there is multiple teams pushing in on this, and never mind. I spoke too soon. AVG Albania is going to go and take the final shots, and Blazer unpaid, and he's going to get naded by himself. Not kind of the opponent you'd expect to be, but for the wing, going to be taking the fight on to Cobra as well. Katana's going to be potentially taken down here. There's going to be a player lost from each side, it seems like. Although Gavette is taking a long time to be able to finish this kill, the Storm is now going to be hitting him and doing a lot of damage for the win. Suddenly in a very bad position, but same could be said rather for Autoturnus as well, as they go down in 10th, Jay, with 9 teams left alive, and chaos are ensuing.
Oh, Vastamundo closing in into triple 2 elite side. Davizid is known. AVG Albania taking nades towards their faces. Forward now challenge onto these guys. They're getting closer, but not quite the explosions landing. They're a little bit too far back, and these players might get closed in upon right here. Bad Smart also getting themselves involved against the fight between Vastamundo and triple 2 elite. VaiXourar will make their way inside the safe zone as G3 hold themselves down here, not quite kill leaders. And Bad Smart actually completely evading the Vastamundo side. 2 very heavy hitters in the league itself, and well, no chance for them. Eventually for the win, will lose a player at this stage. I think towards the Storm. AVG Albania focusing on 4 up here, still trying to see if they can make their way inside. Both teams are going to have to make their way close to the safe zone. 10 seconds before the Storm starts closing.
10 seconds, and this circle is just absolutely brutal. 4 up had such a good position originally, but they kind of gave it up and allowed Vastamundo to take it, but the grenade launcher coming out, knocking one of them, and a second one going to get knocked out by a sniper there, and 4 up is going to have to push up, but at the same time, facing a shot from all around them. They eventually get the kills here, take out AVG Albania, but going to get knocked potentially in the process if they're not careful, as G3 are here, and Fire XL going to be going down. Martin's going to be on very low HP, still not inside the safe zone here. Unfortunately, they're going to be going down. Only a couple players left on their side, but VaiXourar going to be in a fight with the French team. Bazmal looking to contend against these bad boys, and unfortunately for them, it's going to be multiple people falling from each side, but VaiXourar looking fairly healthy here, potentially going to be able to take this fight, as it's going to be the last 3 members left alive pretty much on both sides, but Bazmal doing a good job to be able to clean this up, but who's going to come out on top? It's going to be one person left. It's going to be Chris versus the last members of VaiXourar, and he's going to go out, and we're going to be down to the last 5 teams as we step into the last sort of chaotic arena. And meanwhile,
taking on the heavy hitters of the league, they have lost another player back here, so now just 2 standing. T-Lopes again pushing forward, is going to get knocked out here by Pavel Blazer. Now left with it all to do, creeping in, but caught by VaiXourar, and they finally eliminate Vastamundo, and now pressing in against the G3 side for the win. Have a player. We've also got 57 LA who stayed in the outskirts of this position. That 1 individual remaining. If they can clean house, they can sneak in the booyah against their name, but VaiXourar and G3 are the players in control for the win. Finally going to be eliminated as Black goes down, and Pavel is hunting the VaiXourar player, taking some damage from the far out position. There's a player on top of the roof. Solo's been spotted out by Dino, but he's got to be concerned with the main squad here. G3 are in a real good angle as the zone will start to close in the next 30 seconds. G3 against him, knocks in Franco, set to fall as he's out permanently. Crusher surrounded by glue walls here as Alex goes down next, and G3 looks like they might have secured this one right here. Solo left in as Solo as his team is just left to dead very early on in this game. And with VaiXourar having only a couple players left, G3 look like they've got the advantage.
This is going to be a very potential easy win for G3 to be able to pull out. We've got 57 and Dino trying to win this one out. Last fight coming in.
And Dino at least getting 1 exit frag against like some Mafia, but Solo held behind the glue walls. Crusher's going down, so is Dino, and this is Solo left to do it all. 1 kill for his team. He's got great to get towards 2nd place. It looks like the Booyah's going towards G3. Pavel will get cleaned up, and Zed will follow suit with the trade to give the big Booyah to the favor of G3.
Again, the top MVP getting 7 kills. That's 2 times in a row, and I called G3 out for saying you were just not doing good enough.
Game, things do look particularly good for the likes of VaiXourar. Can they secure another top placing, or will Vastamundo finally get their first booyah? That's interesting to think about as well, Tom, by the way. Vastamundo, despite their incredibly good sort of showing so far in this in this day, they've yet to score a single booyah. Things are looking particularly good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the potential issue that could cost them that win. Because a lot of these teams that are getting the booyahs are going to be a little bit ahead in the points, as well as, like, you know, Moro as well. They're going to be getting this extra sort of cash prize alongside that. I think it's like, what, $600 per booyah, so that's pretty fantastic. And obviously, the MVPs as well are going to be coming out, whoever's MVP of the tournament as well. So that could still be one of these players on Vastamundo's side. We're going to be back on Bermuda, and I think this is going to be determining pretty much the whole tournament, because I think this is the turning point where we're going to be seeing teams like G3 or other ones decide whether they're going to continue on playing really well, or they're going to go back to some of their old bad habits where they potentially sort of throw away the points and the potential of being able to get on top of that leaderboard. And maybe Vastamundo come through on this one, they get a big booyah, they get like a 40-50 point game, and that could be them running away with the whole game.
Very difficult to get 50 points in a single game of Free Fire, though. Like, that's a very hard ask, I think, for any of these teams. You know, like, it's one of those things where it's like, listen, right, we're halfway through the day now, and for a lot of squads right now, like, this is where we're going to start solidifying their places in the grand finals. And again, only one World Series spot is up for grabs, so they absolutely need to step it up if they want to try and get things going here. I'm very curious to keep my eyes on Vastamundo, because they need, I think, a booyah to keep themselves in control of this one. We talked about those incentives, and for them to not score anything so far in that respect, like, they need to step it up big time. As we see our line going from east to west, it seems, a little bit further down south as it enters from the northern side of the island. And 57 LA are happy to hot drop one more time here, straight into Cape Town with, I'm not sure who that is, but either way, that's going to be a very interesting fight.
I think that might be Z4, is it? We'll have to see. Oh, no, it's AVG Albania, so a slightly different hot drop, but both these teams have hot drops previously. Let's see how this goes. Four are going to be going to their original starting point in the first game of Peak. VaiXourar going to be going over towards Clock Tower and Factory. 222 Elite going to be hot dropping with Z4. No, Z4 going to go over towards Bad Smile, potentially feed them some points or take them out. Vastamundo going up towards the high loot area, very close to down there. You know, top killers so far, but that's not really going to be saying much right early on in the game. One kill could do it. But either way, we're going to be seeing the fight from Zero Zone and AVG Albania potentially just start to really pull out. There's a lot of potential coming up for both these teams, and it's actually going to be Mordor stuck between a hard place and a rock right now, and unfortunately it's going to be slammed from both sides. Daniel realizes he has to turn around, focus on other teams. There's going to be Mordor going down, fight ensues.
And Daniel set back here, ready for his teammates. Is coming to support Zero Zone. Going to get cleaned up by AVG as he gets knocked. Unique gets traded. Sergio follows suit on towards Zach, and now Sergio and Criminal. Last two players left against the Zero Zone slide, still firing away. AVG cleaning up a quick kill of their own right. Lacura makes his way in. Nades on Andy, takes back Criminal, and now Sergio going to be the last player left here for the AVG Albania side. Focusing, trying to find his teammates, trying to see if he can deny their casualties, but at this stage he's so far away, and he's got at least one player to find towards the left-hand side, and maybe even more to that right-hand position. Sergio going to be losing order here, and Criminal just left to sort of like fall apart here. Zero Zone will get the kill leader position for a moment as their revives come through and they start to hunt this final player.
I'd be really annoyed to have lost Daniel in this situation, because Zero Zone have just played fantastically on this run, and he was a clutch member to really be able to let them do this, because he managed to get the first knock and allow them to push up. Sergio is going to go down, and that's really disappointing for him. Andy going in for the quick shot with the sniper there, really well played. And this
could turn this around here. They haven't got those kills in as of right now. I have lost a player as well as a result.
Circle is now coming in. The Storm is almost touching the save sign, and that is when we'll know where this is going to shift over. Is he going to go back over towards Peak, or is he going to be landing straight on towards 4-up, who are usually the indicator of where the circle goes? And there we go. All I have to say is, if your team know where 4-up are, go play around them, because they're apparently they have some magnets in their boots, mate.
So are 4-up employed by Garena by any shell? Because like this is too good, man.
Elite Zero Zone for the win, and Oscartanis all have to move inside the circle here with 57 sitting on the edge. In a very dangerous position.
Triple 2 Elite are actually going to try and take that fight onto the VaiXourar side, so in the end they do go with the option of trying to force forward against them. Bansmart are going to also break away from this particular fight and try and make their way closer. As you mentioned, all these teams caught outside, so they have to make their way further up north, and VaiXourar currently are struggling against them. For the winner, also caught outside alongside Autochtonus, but with the pressure coming in from the attacking forces of the Auto side, they do know where For the Win are at, and they're going to continue pressing it.
VaiXourar are now going to take up the position behind 4-up. They're like, yeah, you can have a fight if you want, but we're going to get the circle.
We're down to our last 7 squads. 57 LA having Zero Zone towards the outside. Kill leaders in that respect, but they're not going to give away any further kills as Andy just eliminates himself thanks to the Storm. VaiXourar looking to try and see if they can take a
ball in there as well, but he might just be able to escape that front and come down on top of them. 4-up trying to push back towards the center of the circle here, but not going to be making good work of it, as it is going to be going in favor of another team here. It's going to be 57 LA in a really good position. VaiXourar going to be pushing in, but it's going to be Vastamundo versus 57 LA.
Look at Black here. He's still right atop of the 57 LA side. They're going to challenge on the Vastamundo cap. All the nades, all the explosions going down, and lot could come through. Black could be the linchpin element to clean up these teams when they start to take each other out. But Vastamundo are a known entity, so he's just going to sit pretty. You can see him in the PIP in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Keep your eye on that guy. He can be crucial to the 57 LA side. Meanwhile, Vastamundo moving against 4-up, clean up that last player, and the Storm closing in against all of these guys. Solo still sat back, waiting for position. When does Black strike? He might get forced out now. He's waiting. 57 LA challenged in by VaiXourar now as they move forward, and so does Vastamundo. Black still waiting for his chance to move up now. He's been spotted, and he moves closer, but he couldn't make his flank work. He's down, out to the Storm, and Solo and Apos may be quick to follow suit with him. They've got to move in against the VaiXourar side. Solo knocked, Apos goes down, CO, last player standing, and we could be seeing the dream teams, VaiXourar and Vastamundo, the top 2 teams in the league now going at it at this stage. Vastamundo on the low ground, nades up, one player's getting knocked. CO's just going to sit back here and try to see if he can steal the booyah from underneath their noses. Nunez taking damage as VaiXourar start closing in against this player. Dino up on the high ground, going to catch him off. Blazer's going to go falling next, and Nunez basically left alone. His teammates are somehow staying alive, but finally they catch him off. The blue wall clears. He goes down. Low bridge, desperate to get some kills together, and Alex drops off the bridge, falls towards his death now. Mundo getting an opportunity. They swing around. They get those kills together. The knocks come through, and Blazer's left alone. Such low HP, and the Storm is closing in against everybody at this stage. We've got 57 lay hard out towards the outside as Franco looks for his last couple of players. Blazer dropped in upon. Nades close. He fights. 57 lay 4, and so do Mundo as VaiXourar take themselves the booyah and try and take themselves a lead.
What a fantastic end to the game. I think one of the first I've seen of that kind.
9 points for VaiXourar, 2 booyahs. No booyahs for Mundo, 62 points. Jay, this is very close. All Mundo needs is potentially to finish higher than VaiXourar in the last 2 games. That could maybe be enough.
That's difficult to line RX. So I hope that they would be able to replicate their performance from the first week of play here in the Pro League, but that's not ended up happening. For the win, definitely feel like a real good squad at this stage, and let's see if they can do any sort of damage in this particular matchup. Again, up an ultimate game of the day. VaiXourar and Mundo are going toe-to-toe in direct and indirect fashion, so this is going to be a very interesting game. Could solidify who our final standings are going to be at this stage. As we see the drops coming through, let's see where we're at.
Playing line is perfectly healthy for this one. Aside from Batsmal, who are going to be in a bit of a difficult situation, almost like 4 up, who are going straight into the loot zone with Autokatanis there, 57 not too far away. And we have got Z4 who dropped straight out the plane before he even really reached land. So I'm not quite sure what happened there and what they're going to do. Oh, it's actually just one member, I think. But Batsmal still making their way over to Moat House. My fingers are crossed. I really want to see that Moat House finish. Please let me see it. I'll be so thankful. It'd be so amazing to see. But meanwhile, Z4 versus G3. We've seen this happen before, and Z4, they've only got 3 members, Jay. I don't think this is going to be working out in their favor.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to that 4th player, but once again, Z4 challenging on G3 as they have done so many times in the past. Torna's challenging on 4 up here, and they're actually taking that first kill of the game. And for 4 up to lose this much of an early sort of advantage, like these are the guys that have always been playing inside the center of the safe zones, and right now they've been challenging, so maybe they might even get that chance. Tornas coming into this game with a vengeance here. They've got 2 kills already.
4 up, potentially throwing away their chance for a top 3 position on this. They might need for them to be able to do so. I mean, they have the skill and ability, but interestingly, Z4 didn't end up in a fight versus G3. That's pretty good for them. But Black is going to go down from For the Win side as they push over towards this hillside and looking to potentially hold these guys out from where they potentially might want to go. Meanwhile, Zero Zone versus G3. Not the fight I expected, but it's the one we're going to be seeing.
Zero Zone moving in against the G3 side, trying to see if they can bracket them inside of this building, but they are losing players. Lakura is going down. Mafia gets that to fall as well. Zed comes up with the kills, and it looks like Zero Zone might just get mopped up. Instead, Daniel's going to try to get some trades together. 2 kills towards his name, but caught with it back. No! He turns on for the 3 knocks, and now he's got 1 more player to find. Somehow, he's brought it back. His teammates, however, going to get revives in at this stage. Pavel suddenly left alone, and 1 player has turned the whole situation around for Zero Zone.
Daniel MVP, well played. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm also very happy for this because this means it's going to be a lot more of an equal playing field for the majority of the teams. Seems like Autokatanis, 57 LA, and Chef on the side of 4 up, they're a little bit screwed here. They're going to have to try and cross the bridge, cross the zip line, cross the water, do whatever they can to make.
He's going to get fragmented of his own right. As 57 LA have all left to CO now, the last player remaining. VaiXourar will get the kill leader position and lose nothing for their trouble.
Nothing at all. They've just done a really good job. I mean, 57 LA with CEO going to be the last player alive on his side, trying to hide away between these glue walls, the window, and this solid defense as well. He's going to be jumping inside, trying to play a little bit silently and try and stay in on this last part, but the circle's now coming past him, and he's going to have to move to be able to get inside, and it is not looking so good for him. But meanwhile, shots coming out from Mundo, taking on Autokatanis, but also For the Win, just shooting onto them as well. They're just going to get third party from all angles. 57 eventually go down, and it is going to be chaos all around from all these teams as the firing is just going to be coming in. Autokatanis, rather, as I stumble over my words, are going to be stumbling over their own glue walls as they're going to be falling down very soon with AVG Albania, the other last Albanian team here, going to be getting potentially wipes, but Autokatanis is going to be beating them to the punch there as we go into potentially the final circle here. VaiXourar on fire right now.
Yeah, Mundo, I have the players left in though. Once again, these 2 squads in the top 5, and for Mundo to secure the booyah is going to be everything. I don't think they've got any kills in at this stage, and VaiXourar are continuing to bear down upon 222 Elite's camp. So the more kills that this team gets, the more Mundo are going to be shut down. Nades towards their position, the launcher from Sergil, not quite that good enough, however. Going to continue sending some out towards that position though. VaiXourar could actually be in a bit of an awkward standing as a result here. AVG having Sergil. Alfonso's going to shut down one of his teammates though, and moving in. Dino's going to get caught off. VaiXourar's going to play sacrificial for that as they make their way into this position. A massive cost roster of teams. Sergil getting Dino to fall, still looking for even more. The shotgun's out for Franco, catching off one player. The triple two elite side, there's another one right around this corner right here. They can't quite get here. The glue walls are keeping them alive at the moment, but finally they break through and they break this team. Triple two elite out in 5th.
VaiXourar, the absolute beast right now. They have some grenades coming in against them from AVG Albania, but they've already got 10 kills. If they get the win, that's going to be 22 points minimum for them. And the Chaos from Bustamundo going to be pushing in as well. It's going to be for the win, potentially fall into Bustamundo. This could be the two Titans fighting again at the end. Dream going to be the last player left alive on his team as we enter the final circle.
Dream trying to see if he can fight against Bustamundo here. They're going to clean things up and eventually Lucca takes him down. 3 left standing. Sergil going to survive a little bit towards the outside, but he'll fall. And it will be VaiXourar versus Bustamundo once again. A booyah here, but VaiXourar can secure everything. Lucca on the flank though. Bustamundo had the player advantage. Crusher turns it around to a 3 versus 3. Knocking one. Lucca takes another flank back as Bustamundo starts to get cleaned up here. They've got 1 player left. Still Franco holds himself contact, holds himself inside the safe zone only for the moment. Got 1 more player left. Oh, he's clutched it! 8 kills to his name. Franco becomes the hero for VaiXourar. A triple booyah for this team. And that might just seal their season. I've contested the top end of the table all day long so far, but they've just been 1 step behind the VaiXourar side. They need to get ridiculous numbers of kills and the booyah here if they want a chance to claim that top spot.
I think there's every chance for Bustamundo to pull this one out here. They're very good at pulling out the big numbers, so maybe they can just do it right now and be able to take it away. They've got 8 points in total. That's 7 position points. That is really well played by them. So we have to check at the end of this game when we hop over to the desk as to what position's in what. So we'll see when we get to that, but it's going to be triple two elite versus D4.
Already triple two focusing fire, getting that first blood in. Z4 drop out first and foremost. They're still going to focus fire on the rest of the players. Rafina not isolated as the one man that stands here in this one position for his squad. Needs some support from his teammates. I'm not sure where they're at from here, but triple two elite are happy just to focus on escape damage and just be able to escape the kills coming in against his name. But there's so many players to find. Triple two elite are desperate to get this player to fall.
Just not going to happen. I mean, Afonso is chasing him, but this guy's like Batman, just slinging himself around. I'm not even sure he's managed to do this. He's just going around going, I'm Batman. And he's now on top of this tower, potentially going to be surviving, laying down as well. I just don't even understand how he's alive right now. Him and his penguin are just chilling, but Afonso's here. Scores Chaos, jumps up, gets him down, and he's now going to go in for the execution, shoots him in the head. And that is going to be him out, but still 1 player left for, I think, also at this point in time for the win. Still alive. And there you go. There's Vampa who jumped.
All the kills as well. G3 up against Zero Zone. Mafia is going to get naded out of position. New safe zone is going to the center of, well, just going off Bayfront, just ahead of the command post as well. VaiXourar inside of it. Zero Zone, G3 are as well. As G3 trying to see if they can stay alive. Mafia, the only player to have fallen for this G3 side of the stage in Zero Zone. So they can close in and see if they can take him down. Right now he's behind a bunch of glue walls, so his teammates just going to try and get the revives in and try and keep him alive.
That's going to be so easily for multiple of these teams to fall down. I mean, they know that Pavlakos rather is above them, and they're just like, okay, where is this guy? And also Mafia as well. Do they go and push up on top of the roof? I don't know if that's even beneficial for them at this point. Walls are going to get blown down by Mafia, I think, on this front, but I don't know if he even really wanted to do that. He could move around the area just from the benefit of using those crates, but we'll have to see. There is actually going to be 2 drops here, and Zero Zone, they're going to be pushing up into him. I don't know what Mafia decided, but it was the wrong decision. Pavlakos is now going to be getting pushed on as well. He's just half asleep right now. He managed to take down 1, but that's all she wrote, as he's going to fall down, and it's now going to be G3 pushing up against them.
Zero Zone moving in, G3 closing up. Eventually they will lose 1 more player. Pavel downstairs. I think might be the last player standing for this squad. He's got a playoff towards the outside as well in Zed, but Zero Zone definitively at the advantage. AVG are closing in closer, however. They might be the 3rd party in this particular fight. 7 layer also a little bit further out towards the other side as well. Pavel just escapes dodge actually, with AVG actually providing a little bit of support in that respect. And Z4 have still got Rafa who's hunting for these kills at this stage. I mean, he's the last player left in this one. Drop triple two elite towards 2 players now, set towards his position.
Going to be the last player left with Vampire here up in the tower. I don't think they quite realize exactly where he is, but he's going to be healing up to 200 HP. Fingers crossed and hoping for the best, but it's going to be at G3 at Pavel. Going to be the one who's under contention here with Andy, and Daniel just pushing up behind him. And now it's going to be Zed, last player left alive. They know where he is as well. They're hunting for these kills. They want to take over the kill leaders and try to get a high position as possible.
Zed backed up here, trying to catch off Andy at least, spray through the SMGs, and eventually G3 are cleaned up by Zero Zone. AVG Albania holding themselves in contest, now contesting against the Zero Zone side. They've knocked 1 nade close towards Andy's position. I think that one just landed outside the doorway, so he's not going to forward this stage. Zero Zone of Zaka, and now we'll talk Tornus falling in 6th. The Storm is going to close in on all these players. They've got to make a mad dash for the new safe zone. Zach, Andy, Lakora held in very different positions. Morden's going to move in against them, chop out Lakora as a result here. Zach doing damage here, now left all towards standing at the zero zone side. He'll try and hold himself together, but his teammates have fallen here. He'll keep himself in play, but he's got so many players of AVG to find. 4 left in this one, gets that one kill back. Mortar and Code being seen, Unique also caught off, but finally zero zone is set to fall.
He managed to get a knock on one of the players, but it's going to be stolen. It's going to be AVG out. Bania going.
Drake, the last player of 222 Elite. One more player as well from another squad, and he just being seen out here. VaiXourar hunting down from close and long range positions. Franco seen Alex being spotted out. He's got a tree for cover, and they're just closing in with the glue walls here. He's got to come up so clutch, and it's not going to happen. Alex shuts it down, plants his flag, knowing that he's basically got this under wraps. Die, now known by Crusher, couldn't get that kill in his shotgun. Does see the player, and VaiXourar closing in on this final frag, closing in on this final opportunity, closing in on this final booyah to make it 4 in the grand finals.
No.
Brilliantly, but it will be in vain. VaiXourar have sealed themselves as the top team in Europe and probably your champions of the European Pro League.
Because they knew, sort of that wouldn't be enough. We'll change the subject though. Let's take a look here. Bad Smile, VaiXourar. Look at that. 5 kills, 12 points for VaiXourar. They're going to be really happy with their performance. 4 booyahs out of 6.
Are champions of the tournament, and again, so well played from them. They deserve that first. They deserve that victory. Today was an absolute lights out showing from them in Bustamundo. I mean, they do claim the consolation silver medal, but really they should have been coming into this one firing on all cylinders. I think they were a little bit slow to start, and they never really got going today here.
Didn't get going, Tom, but you know what? I do have to give a shout out to our 3rd and 4th place. I mean, both of those teams worked their way through qualifiers. This is so incredible to see teams who played through the open qualifiers, were able to get into the league, were able to make the top 12, and now to finish 3rd and 4th. 222 Elite for the win. They're going to be really happy with their performance as well.
I just have to say, like, 222 Elite, they're in 7th position at the start of this second to last game. So they really had to work so hard to be able to move themselves up into 3rd position. And I just want to congratulate them and also for the win. Both of these teams have proven themselves and being able to push up here. 222 Elite had a really bad start to the season. For the win had a really steady, consistent. And I think if I was to pick a key word for the win, is consistency. Absolute.